What's up, everyone? Thank you for listening to another episode of the Sawyer Brothers Show. Please be sure to follow and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, and then follow our podcast accounts and SDI accounts on all socials. We post daily on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. If you enjoy the show, we'd really appreciate you leaving a review and sharing it with other potential listeners. Lastly, if you have a recommendation for topics or guests, feel free to reach out to us. We greatly appreciate your support. Episode 49. This episode is scheduled to be released the day after Christmas, so if you're listening, we hope you had a great holiday with family and friends, and we hope you're enjoying this time of the year. We have a great show here today. A few days ago, we sat down with Nic DiSanto. Nic is a Division I college football player. Again, that's football, not hockey. Of course, we talk about some hockey stuff in here as well. Nic grew up playing both sports, but he currently plays football. He just completed his third season at Eastern Illinois University and is currently in the transfer portal for the upcoming year. In his 3 years of college football so far, he started in 30 games and played 1,900 snaps. He's been a team captain, a freshman All-American, and a two-time All-Conference player. Prior to playing college football, he went to Gabriel Richard, where he played high school football and high school hockey. I coached Nic for 4 years while he was at GR. He was a great hockey player and a great leader. He had an awesome attitude, and it was contagious with his teammates and with the whole team. His attitude and work ethic set him apart back in high school, and those traits still help him today. Of course, we talk hockey on this episode, but we also talk about some football things as well. He was able to share some really interesting insights regarding being recruited and then also the transfer portal. We really enjoyed getting his perspective on some of those topics. It was great to have him on with us. We really enjoyed talking with him, and we hope you enjoy listening. All right, Nic, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You're home for Christmas break, figuring things out. How's everything going?
Pretty good. Still trying to work out when I can, and making sure I see family and see everyone down here, and make sure I say my not final goodbyes, but
Sure. How's what's on your Christmas list for the year? Anything?
Nothing really special. I mean, pots and pans and knives and stuff like that to wherever I go next for school, and just to get a head start.
It's the adulting is when you start saying that you want those kind of gifts and you're excited about kitchenware. You're like, let's go. That's
when me and my buddies at school, we'd go to like Walmart or somewhere. Like, oh wow, this pot looks pretty cool. Like, it'd be pretty nice for the kitchen. So
100%.
Yeah.
So you just kind of alluded to it already off the start. You said figuring out what's next as far as school and everything. So give us a quick overview, where you've been, what you've been doing in life, and where you are and kind of what's next.
Okay. So out of high school, I went to Eastern Illinois to play football. In 23, I got there in the summer, June 11th or whatever it was. Put my head down and worked as soon as I got there. Ended up starting the second game was against Bowling Green. It's pretty cool because everyone got to come down. And
Nice.
stuff.
Oh, that's perfect.
Played 9 out of 11 games that year. Got All-American as a freshman. Next year, followed up. Ended up playing the left side. Played right tackle first year, left side last year. And then All-Conference honors. Continued to play again. Got voted as a captain in the spring. Played this whole year on the right side. Loved it. Loved every single person that's been on the team through thick and thin with it. Just being able to lead those guys as at a collegiate level is so much different than
I bet.
high school level. Like being starting as as a freshman just we get you so much respect from everyone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then finished our last game on November 22nd, and then
That was in Bama, right? Yeah, that's a pretty cool experience.
Oh, yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah.
First round draft picks and stuff. So.
Unreal.
And all-conference honors again, and then decided to hit the portal and test the waters and see what I can get.
That's super exciting. How are you feeling about the transfer process? Now, like you said, you told us before we started recording, in January is kind of when it starts to really open, but has this process been fun? Has it been kind of like scary? What have your thoughts been?
I'd say a little bit of both. It's like you don't know where you're going to go. You don't have a scholarship anymore.
Yeah.
You don't know where you're going to live at. Like I could go live across the country in California, or I can go live in the west side of Michigan, or even a little bit north of here. So it's really like it's not stressful. It's just more of a time-consuming thing because you can't stress about it. Once you stress about it, then you get worried. Then you're like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, is this even worth it? It's more of a confidence thing. So you really got to know and trust the people around you that are going to make the best decisions for you and help you get to that. And then obviously just make the best decision for yourself who's going to get me to the next level. It does open January 2nd. till the 16th, so it's only 14 days this time.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It is the first time they're doing this portal window.
Yeah.
It was December 9th, like the 28th. Then they changed it because people would go to a school in December and then transfer again in April.
Yeah.
Or to a different school and
Wow.
mess it all up.
So it opens on January 2nd, you said?
Yeah.
And then so it's all wrapped up by the 16th.
Yeah, that's the last day you can enter your name into it.
Okay.
But at the same time, school starts then. You're not
Yeah.
going to get into school in the middle of January. End of January is just going to put you behind everything.
Yeah.
So I would like to hopefully find a school and be able to be enrolled with that by probably the 12th.
I love it.
Possible.
Well, I have so many questions. I know Andrew has so many questions. We have a lot to get into. Before we get into going back to everything, what you just mentioned it real quick. You were right side and then left tackle and then back to right. What is the deciding factor of that?
Really just depends on wherever they want me to play at. Like I told the coach, like if you need me to play guard, I can play guard, tackle, play tackle. If you need me to snap, I can snap. So really just they wanted me at the left side last year because we graduated a guy who was like a 5th or 6th year the year before that, my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Made that transition, played there a little bit, played the right a little bit. Then this past year I was mostly on the right side. We had a solid guy on the left side. So they were like, if right side you're most confident, go play right side. Pretty good with that. So
Is it a big difference? I mean, I know it's just literally, I mean, the way you stand, the way you take the attack and everything, but is it different? Pretty different?
yeah, it's
Really?
like playing hockey lefty and then trying to switch to righty.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
So you got to do like the whole. You start stance in the beginning and then try and do the steps and kick step and all that stuff. It took me a little bit to get used to. I played a little bit of like left in high school, but it's like we didn't really do too much like college level like passing or whatever. So
Right.
it was a little iffy at first. Then I finally got it down. Went to my trainer down in Ohio. He helped out a little bit, and then probably like mid-season they were like, okay, we're gonna for sure put you at left because like I was doing a little bit of both
Sure.
mid game. And actually against Northwestern, we played them last year. We played Illinois and Northwestern. Illinois I was at right tackle to start with, then Northwestern actually had food poisoning before the game.
Oh,
IV
no.
right before kickoff. It was a whole mess. So once we got to that, I was doing right tackle for the first like 2 drives and then played left the whole game. And I
Oh,
was like,
no.
I'm not ready for this.
So
yet.
it's as big of a difference, you say, as playing hockey left handed or right handed,
Yeah.
not left wing or right wing.
No.
Because wing or D, left D, right D, it's like essentially the same thing. You're saying like switching hands.
Yeah, it's like pretty much it's switching hands is because like okay, first when I'm on my right, I punch from the outside.
Yeah,
with my
okay.
right, and then I got to go left. It's like the timing and everything. But once you get it down, it almost turns into left wing.
Sure.
Like, right.
Right.
But it's at first it's a little bit of
Oh,
a struggle.
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been quite a couple of years, huh?
Yeah, it's been a fun journey.
From a distance, who's been able to check in and scoreboard watch and everything. It's been really cool to see so far and
Appreciate
everything.
that.
So
Appreciate that.
So, just to kind of like go back on things, obviously our relationship begins as with you playing hockey at GR. You play, and back in high school, you played football and hockey. When did you start playing football? Because I know football is obviously your primary at this point, but when did you start playing?
I played 1 year of Wyandotte Indians in 4th grade. I was like 4'9", 120 pounds or something like that. Probably way too big for what I should have been.
Yeah.
But I played that, and then I wasn't, eligible for the weight as like an 8th grader because it was like 170 for CYO.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm not going to lose weight. I'm playing hockey. Like
Right.
football's not really that important to me.
yeah.
My freshman year, I ended up playing because my brother was playing. He was like, oh, like come play. And I was like, oh, I don't know. No. My mom was like, you can get a new phone if you want to play football. I'm like, I kind of needed a new phone. I was like, I don't know. I was like, all right, I'll do it. Who cares? And then
This is at GR?
Yeah, it's at
Okay.
GR now. And then I stopped. I was like, oh, I'm not playing next year. I'm not playing. And then my brother's senior year came up, and he was like, dude, you got to play. So we ended up playing next to each other. And then after that, I was kind of like, all right, I got the size. I'm somewhat decent with it. Like, I should try it and
Sure.
do it. But
Why didn't you want to play going from freshman to sophomore?
I just didn't. I'd never played. I never, really, wasn't the guy throwing the football, the
Right.
backyard ball. I was kind of just like, oh, you're a big body. Like,
Yeah.
no one, like you're going to get picked last, all this stuff. so,
Wow.
yeah.
How did playing the 2 sports help you?
Tremendously. It was like the footwork with hockey, being able to, forward, backward, side to side on little knives. It helped so much. Just being able to, with football, you got to be able to obviously stay low, and someone's going to run at you full speed. You got to be able to stop them, and being able to go back while I'm going backwards, they're going forward at me. It's like being able to do that and like redirect left and right makes such a big difference. Like that's really the reason why Eastern recruited me.
Sure.
They came to the Trenton game actually back in
Okay.
22.
I remember this now that you say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
They
guy
came to
was
the
there.
Trenton hockey game.
Yeah, so the O-line coach that was there my freshman and sophomore year, he's at New Mexico State now, but he came to the school and then was like, "Oh, what's up?" And then he hung out with my dad for a little bit and then ended up going to the Trenton game and then was like, "Yeah, we need this kid."
So let me get this
He can
straight.
skate and
Your
do all
Division
this.
One college football coach came to a high school hockey game to recruit you.
Yeah, 6.5 hours away.
So let me tell you this, for all these parents out there who don't want their kids to play multi-sports, that is the biggest point I've ever heard in my life, that you need to play multiple sports, and it can
100%.
definitely benefit you.
Yeah.
So you would say to all these parents out there, because they want the best for their kids, but they think, okay, in today's world you got to be all in. So you're saying that you think that multi-sport, actually playing multiple sports, actually helped you more than
Yes,
anything.
for sure. Like we would do our summer leaves for GR, and I'm going to football practice in the morning, hockey at night, working out sometime in between, or like after that, and it's just like it's tiring on your body 100%. But you have to, you're young. Why not go do it? You have 4 years in high school to go do that, and you only have so much in Little League to be able to play multi-sports. And when my coaches told me that when I was at Eastern, they're like, "Yeah, the only reason why we really got you or really wanted you because we saw you could skate at 6'5", 300 pounds." And I was like, "Oh, I appreciate that. What about football?" They're like, "Oh, you didn't really play too much comp. Like you were in a small division, small school, all this." They were like, "You were big, but you were bullying everyone because you were the biggest one out there."
Wow.
That is
So,
very
yeah.
refreshing to hear. That is
Yeah.
very, very cool.
Well, it's
It was-
such a
it was
hot
sweet.
topic in today's world because every kid feels like they have to be so sport specific 12 months of the year, like year round, to the point that you're not playing other sports. And it's just, there's so much data that shows physically and emotionally, mentally, all these things, they help by playing other sports. Like you get a break. You could you get a break from just focusing only on that sport. You can go have other friends, other coaches, other environments with that other sport. I think it's huge, and that's nothing ever compared to hockey for me, other than when I was a little kid and I was playing soccer too. And that was in like what, 4th, 5th grade. Like that's when that wrapped up. So other than that, like it was just hockey, and that's one of my not regrets, because I was just a hockey player through and through, and I put everything there. But not everyone is only one sport.
Exactly.
So I agree with Griff. I think it's super refreshing to hear that.
So you talk about the strength, the agility, everything that came with, but like even just, I'm sure, I don't know about now. People always, do their own thing, go their own ways, but I'm from my point of view, I feel like you pretty good buddies with the hockey guys too, right?
I just went to lunch with Gonzo and Schwein.
So there you go.
Yeah,
Like,
there you
we
go.
all still stay in touch, and
Yeah.
obviously the hockey bonds like no other. There's 120 guys on a football team. You're gonna have a small group of friends, but there's 20 guys on a hockey team. It's nothing to compare.
It's
That
a
is-
nice trio for lunch.
Oh yeah, it was a good time.
That's literally like everyone needs to hear that. You know what? Hey, honestly, me playing high school hockey helped me
Yes,
play college football.
100%.
Like,
Helped me
that's-
get my school paid for, make lifelong friends. Like it was definitely the best decision I've made.
Do you ever miss hockey?
All the time. I still skate down at school. Sometimes I come home, I try and find some sticks and pucks and stuff like that. So
No, are your football teammates surprised that you played hockey?
yeah, I'll tell them or like show them some highlights. They're like, "Dude, what?" They're like, I didn't even know you could like skate." I'm like, "Yeah, I was an all-state defenseman." They're like,
Yeah.
"What?" Because I wasn't all-state for football.
Yeah.
I don't know how or whatever happened with that. And
Wow.
so I was all-state for hockey, and they were like, "Dude, that's crazy. Like, did you try and go?" So when I got there in June of 23, some
Yeah.
team from Texas called me, some junior teamers like, "Hey, like, we want to we want you to come play for us." I'm like, "Oh, I'm already playing football." Like, I don't even know if I want to go to Texas to play junior hockey.
Yeah,
anyway. So
Right.
whatever opportunity goes, but I already had one and took the one I had. So
Did any of your college football teammates play hockey or?
yeah, one of my good buddies, Pan,
Really?
yeah, he
Okay.
plays. His real name's like Panayotis or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a Greek guy, so he played for a little bit, so we relate. And then we got a kid from British Columbia.
Really?
So he used to play
British
too.
Columbia
Yeah.
football?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we talk about how you played high school hockey and high school football, and obviously now you're on to, even though you were a multi-sport athlete, you now are all in on Division I college football. Obviously, what was the moment that kind of changed your perspective, maybe, and thought, okay, I want to play college football. Let's go all in on this. Like, wow, I actually can do this. Like, well, when was there a moment that stood out where you're like, I'm going football?
Probably my junior year of high school. We had a pretty good team. We just we couldn't really get the wins together with it, which kind of sucked because we had so much potential. But like that year, I was okay. Like I feel like I can actually try and do something with this. My size, like what I was doing a little bit. Then I was starting to get like a couple of coaches follows and like went on like game day visits to like Eastern Michigan. I was like, oh wow, this is like pretty cool. Like, this would be sweet to play in. And so like that whole off season, I started training. Like after the hockey season, it was like probably March or April. I started training with my uncle, Jay, and he runs this whole like business called Dogs for Life. He trains like old NFL guys, college guys, and stuff like that. So being able to be around those people and who have done it, and who've trained, who's been through it, who's been through all the fall camps and stuff like that, made me want to even like do it more and really just prove everyone wrong, saying like, oh, he's just a really big hockey. He's like a fat hockey player. Everyone said like when I go on the like I don't even really care. So I'm like, oh, like cool, they call me fat again. Yeah. Like I don't care. So and then I'm like, oh, why not like trying to use it to advantage? But like I was at the time, I'm not really that fat, kind of like
right. No,
like,
yeah,
whatever. I don't really care what they say. So I was like, all right, well, start working out a little bit. I couldn't even do 225 for one. Couldn't even do a push up, and I ended up being able to like within 2 or 3 months did 225 a couple times.
That's awesome.
30 push ups after a workout. It was like, and then seeing that like turn into like what I could turn into, and then what I like am turning still into is just I just can't wait for it.
So was that off season you said when you started working with your uncle? Is that when you started to have more fun and really enjoy the game more too?
Yeah, really just like. Yeah, hockey's fun. Like, I love it. Love the guys to death. I played for 15 years. Obviously, it means so much to me and so many friendships. But, like I said, like 120 people on the football team. It's hard to find guys that you're going to be, like, close with. So, finding those people even within football are, like, I think you might have met Coach Allen, D. Allen.
I remember him,
He was a football coach. So, he came in to GR coming into my going into my senior year. So, like, this is sweet. Like, he made it fun again and made me want to, like, keep working and make people want to like come to practice and stuff like that. So he's been a big impact through like the senior year with that. But it's been such a great experience.
So as far as like football and obviously there's a timeline whenever you decide that you want to play football. How did you look at your senior year of hockey knowing that this is probably the last year you're going to play hockey? Were there different things that you focused on to kind of enjoy and take in the moment?
Yeah, so I don't know if a lot of people know this. You might know it because I don't know. Coach Rick called me in the summer of going into senior year, and I wasn't really thinking about playing hockey because, I wanted to go pursue football. I didn't want to get hurt for football or anything like that. And I was going to camps all that summer for football, and I was like, well, if I get hurt playing hockey, there goes my scholarship.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? I've played it for 12 years at that point, 14 years at that point. I've given everything with these guys. Let's go try and win it one more time.
Yep.
I finally decided, I was like, I'm going to play. And I don't turn back 1 second.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was
I remember that.
Year. Yeah.
I think it was in the summer whenever you decided that.
Yeah, it was
correct?
like June, maybe end of June, maybe.
I want to say it was sometime in the summer because we were in the summer league game, and I remember hearing like because you were so focused on football, like you said, there was all these visits you were going on and going to tour all these places, which was awesome. And I was like, I wonder if he like is just not even really caring about hockey because he's so focused on the success he's having with football. Yeah. And then you had decided, and I was like, all right, good. And then you then at that point, at a certain point, you not make a decision, you sacrifice to go back and play defense.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I didn't really mind it because I played defense in like Little League and like back in the day. So I kind of liked it being able to go back there. And obviously we had 6 defensemen graduate the year before. So it felt kind of good, like being able to go back there and like not be the guy, but like be like, up there.
You're out there for
change the whole dynamic of the team.
35 minutes.
Because like I know what the forwards want to do and how they want to do it. I've played with those guys for 3 or 4 years at that point. So it's like, I know where they're going to be at, and being able to break out. Like I played with Rainey for a couple years before that, so he already knows I'm going to have his back any time. So no, it was a little shocking at first, but after that I was like, you know what, I really don't care. Let's go do it.
I think it changed it changed the whole dynamic of the whole lineup.
Yeah.
Like our forwards, we had so many forwards, and if you're there, we've got 10 legit forwards, and then you go back and play D, which, like you just said, we had graduated defensemen. So putting you back there kind of balanced it a little bit and overall made the whole team better.
Big time.
Well, so you think, we talk about how it's all about balance, about having fun with hockey. You're not here just to waste anyone's time. Like you said, you're here to get better. You're here to actually win. Like you were someone who wanted to win, who cared. even in the back of your head, you're like, I'm going to play football. But like, it was nice to see someone who had a good head on their shoulders at such a young age that say, you know what, I'm not going to this NHL. I'm not really going to be playing junior hockey. I got other goals. But these guys who are all in on hockey, you still were all in on hockey for those months, which was nice to see. So, you know, I was just an outsider, like supporting and watching, but not once would anyone ever say, yeah, he's not giving it at all. If anything, you were that into it that you were showing, you know what,
Had a C on your chest.
You literally would have thought, oh, this guy's all in on hockey. Some people won't even know you were a football player because you literally played like a hockey player, which isn't a surprise. I mean, like you said, you played hockey your whole life and you were a good hockey player your whole life. My point is that, you know, like you said, you don't want to get hurt. Am I going to go the extra mile? Am I going to go do the extra little thing? You did. Yeah. You know, you take a block shot to the ankle, you're out for 6-7 months. That pushes everything back. You didn't care. You helped. So I think it's a really big compliment to you.
Appreciate that.
Over the years and everything.
I think the point with that is that you can put 100% in multiple things. At a certain point, you have to really prioritize what you're focused on. But you balanced those two passions and those two things that were very important to you and the commitment that you had to the team so well. And I mean, I think that's why 3 years later, 2.5 years later, you can go to lunch right before this with two of those hockey teammates.
Exactly.
You know, so I think that's super important. That's telling of how that all was that time. What are your thoughts on that experience playing high school hockey with GR? Because you were a part of some really good teams. What was it like overall playing with the program?
It was a great time. I ended up making the team as a freshman. Not a lot of people get to do that.
Yeah.
There's I think 4 or 5 of us who ended up making the team as a freshman. Obviously,
which to add in is an anomaly. That was a unique class that you were a part of. So
the class, there was 8 or 9 guys who came in. A couple guys had to play JV, and there was a stacked senior class with that class. Yep. So no, obviously we didn't end up finishing that season due to COVID, which sucked because probably had a chance to win it all that year.
Yep.
But it's been great from the start. You know, getting as a freshman, didn't get a lot of playing time whatsoever. Actually, you know, maybe 1 or 2 shifts every 2 or 3 games. Kind of just, I didn't not like it. It was just more like, okay, this is like reality, because you go from playing AA or whatever it was, and Beltire being like the guy with Gonzo, being line partners with Gonzo, and then can't play together anymore. He's on one team, I'm on the other. But being able to grow as a person that freshman, sophomore, and even junior year, being able to play a little bit more and get closer with the guys and stuff like that. Because my sophomore year, we didn't have any seniors. It was all juniors, sophomores, and some freshmen.
Very unique year.
Yeah, quarterfinals that year, and contributed a little bit more. And then junior year contributed a lot of it more. And then senior year was senior year. So
the senior year, the 23 team was in all of my years coaching, it was one of my favorite times. Because you know, we've talked about it now. If everyone's listened to every episode of this, then this will now be the 4th player from that team that has been talked to. So I'm not going to go into all of it again, but like that was just a blast because you guys were so good, but you were also just committed. Like you wanted to win, and unfortunately, that's just not the case on all teams out there of all sports. Yeah. Like not every team actually wants to win, and you guys did.
I'd say the biggest one with that is the Liggett game, senior night. We go down 3-0 in the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes of the game, and end up winning the game 9-4. So,
oh my goodness,
that's what Jimmy talked about too. He mentioned that one.
Our team really we knew how just not to give up. Like, no matter the circumstances, we could be down 4 goals, 5 goals. We could be tied with a minute left. Like Country Day that year, we down a goal, ended up winning in overtime. Like we've never won at that rink before, and ended up doing it. So broke the curse for a lot of people back in the past. But that team was definitely something special, and it sucks the way it ended, but. The lifelong friends for sure and memories.
Before we transition more to some more in-depth football talk, you know, I remember a couple years ago, like you just had your knee surgery, you're about to get it, but you came to the GR playoff hockey game. So you still follow hockey in general, the GR team. Like, do you follow like the Red Wings? Like, who? What's your involvement with hockey day to day?
So I still follow the GR hockey on Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff, trying to
scoreboard watch.
Yeah, seeing what's happening. Sometimes I'll text some of the guys and be like, "Oh, like what's happening?" Because Peyton's brother's on the team, like Robbie's brother's on the team. So being able to like that now that they're playing and taking over their legacy, like it's pretty cool to watch. And obviously, I had a good mark here, and everyone that was in that senior class loves paying attention to the hockey, the GR hockey, and like, oh, you guys going to the game? Like, what's up? Like, what are we doing? So just being able to like see what we built and what we laid the foundation for is pretty cool.
Cool. So do you like follow like the Red Wings and like watch?
Oh yeah. I'll do like Red Wings. Like,
Yeah.
I like that they're doing pretty good right now.
Yeah.
I like Moritz Sider. He's a dog. So
our buddy T-Vac's gonna like that. Our buddy
yeah.
Sider's in the talk for the Norris right now, and possibly even
Hart,
Hart. It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, they're
Unreal.
raving about him. Like
Yeah.
on all media now.
crazy.
They're just all about him.
because he scored one OT winner and no one saw what he could do until he scored the OT winner. He's got 25 points in 21 games.
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
As a defenseman.
on Saturday he scores the breakaway goal, and then Sunday he gets the game winner OT.
Yeah.
Which is snipe. It's just like what a stud,
It's
right?
like everyone, yeah. Now you see who he is. He's been like this for the past couple of years, just under a rock.
Well, he had that rookie year
Yep.
that kind of like he was up for like
He won the Norris one year, right? Or
he
was it?
I don't even know which one. It wouldn't have been the Norris.
he won the rookie of the year.
Yeah, that one.
Calder.
They called her.
Yeah.
And then I think he didn't have a sophomore slump, but he didn't stand out. But yeah, I love that you're
Oh, yeah.
still following him. He's the man.
Oh yeah.
Well, and the Wings team is built around like that age group. Like it's not built around like, guys that are 35 and 40 anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's him and Raymond, that next wave of guys that is coming up.
Exactly. Even
So,
Larkin's getting a little old.
That's
too.
the thing.
Yeah.
Like Larkin and me are the same age, and like he's like the old vet on the team
Yeah.
at this point. So it's that next wave. I think those guys are what 01s, 02s.
Yeah.
Like Raymond and Sider and those guys. So that's a whole next wave coming through.
Exactly. It's the new generation now.
Are they all Blackhawks fans at your school?
Blackhawks and Blues.
Ah,
Yeah.
I don't
Mostly
like either
Bears
of them.
fans though. It's bad. It's
Oh,
when the Lions
no.
play the Bears. It's terrible.
yeah,
It's like,
they're my least favorite NFL
oh,
team.
I can't even sit with them.
So we talked about how enjoyed hockey, enjoyed high school football. Coach came to your high school hockey game. When was the commitment process? Like, you committed in this early spring to your school?
December
December?
of 22. So
Okay.
we actually had to go to Vegas for a wedding. For
Really?
this wedding, and I ended up having to sign the letter of intent there. So
So-
I committed they gave me the offer on October 29th of 22.
Okay.
And then I committed November probably 11th or around there.
Cool.
I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I kind of kept it to myself.
Yeah.
And then I ended up making a post or whatever about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it was nice, I'm assuming, for the rest of your senior year to kind of have a plan. You're like, I know where I'm going. I kind of got it set.
Yeah.
That's probably pretty big relief, right?
It was the early signing day. So
Okay.
it was weird because a lot more schools seemed a little bit more interesting because they didn't get the guys they wanted to in the early signing days. But obviously, I've signed to a team. I'm going to commit to them. I'm not going to
That's
talk
awesome.
to anyone else or anything like that. So.
Yeah. So you graduate and then you move out to Eastern Illinois, obviously, right?
Yep.
How was that process of living away from home? And, college football is big boy football.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole different world. I can't even imagine. I'm not going to act like I know, but like, how was that process to not only living on your own, but like, hey, I got a tough task at hand here. How was that process?
So when I got there in June, we were about to start unloading the truck at the dorms where all the freshmen were moving into, and there's this big 6'9". So we get all our keys and we end up rooming together.
No way.
Yeah, so me
Wow.
and him have been good buddies since then. We've lived this past year together, actually 2 years, 3
Really?
years together. So we get there, unload the truck, meet him, have all the mods, move into the room and stuff.
Yeah.
We just do the heavy lift and sit there. But first couple of days, it was like, okay, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
I'm living away from home. And then, it was grad party season, and I'm like, all my boys are at grad parties. I can't go. They're sending me videos and pictures.
It's tough, man. I
this is
can't
sweet.
imagine.
Yeah, and I'm like, dang, did I make the wrong decision and this and that? I'm like, because we'd work out in the morning and then do nothing the rest of the day because we'd have meetings here and there. But for the NCAA, you only get a certain amount of time to work out, and so we'd work out in the morning and then do a little bit of stuff in the afternoon, but nothing crazy. And Charleston's a smaller town, so it's really football and the people that are there, and that's it. But I made a good group of friends that summer, and we went around a little bit, messed around. And
You're all in the same situation too.
Exactly.
They're all dealing with the
freshmen
same
all
thing.
moving into the dorm, but
Yeah.
a lot of them they would go home and because they're from Chicago, so they'd go right up to Chicago on the
Right.
weekend or whatever. So I've been to Chicago once or twice. Went to a Cubs game and stuff
Nice.
like that. But it was definitely honestly humbling because you have everything right around here and downriver and stuff like that. Being able to go
Right.
home to a home cooked meal, and you go to school and you got to go eat dining hall food. And the summer, you're getting screamed at by strength coaches and coaches and upperclassmen, and you're just a little 18-year-old freshman not knowing what to do. So.
Right.
So you said you got playing time as a freshman, obviously. Was there ever, I guess I should say, when was your moment where you're like, wow, I can actually, one, compete with these guys, and two, was it kind of weird that you were playing over guys that had been there before?
Not really weird. I'd say I almost felt like I felt bad for them because
Right.
like it's not my decision to play get the playing time. It's like obviously I can do whatever I can to get the playing time, but at the end it's the coach's decision.
Yeah.
So it felt a little weird doing that, but like I came into fall camp, which is a whole month of August from 6 a.m. to 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Came to fall camp, trying to mess around on the dorm sometimes with the guys. And I'm like, all right, we got to lock in a little bit.
Yeah.
So then I was a 3 in fall camp and then ended up to a 2. And then, so week 1, we played Indiana State at Indiana State. A guy got hurt. My coach was like, you're the next guy up. I'm like, what do you mean I'm the next guy up? Like, I'm only 18 years old. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So thankfully, I didn't have to go in that game. And then I'm watching film with my O-line coach at the time in his office, and we're watching film on Bowling Green. And the head coach comes in, Coach Wilt comes in. He's like, "Oh, like, did you tell him?" I'm like, "Tell me what? Like, tell me what? Like, am I getting kicked off the team? What did I do? Like, I'm only 18. I'm 6 hours away from home. What do I do?" And he's like, "Oh no, like you're gonna start this week." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like,
was your instant feeling like, oh yes, or like, oh boy? Like,
no, it was like, oh yeah, like let's go. But it was also more like I didn't know what to like think at the time. I'm like, okay, well, appreciate it. Like, thank you. And then like we keep watching film. And I'm like thinking about it while we're watching film. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna start against Bowling Green this week.
What day of the week is this?
Probably like a Monday, maybe.
Oh, so you had a whole week to think about it.
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday.
Because there's so many guys that always have a story of like, the guy before him gets injured in warm-ups and now they're going out and they had no time to think about it and like psych themselves out. So they just like, they're just thrown right in. You had like 5 nights to go to sleep and
like,
think about it and all of it.
So the Indiana State game, it was at halftime when he was like, "Oh, you're the next guy up." I'm like, what do you mean? So he told me that at week 2, and I'm just like, okay, well, here we go. Call my dad, call him out of there, crying or whatever. Like, let's go.
Well, I guess I should have asked, what was your expectation before the season? Were you like, okay, maybe I'll get into a game? What were your thoughts?
I told my uncle, I was like, the guy who was training me, Jay, I told him, I was like, obviously I'm going to come in and try and play and do what I can do. And my goal is to be an All-American, whether if I play 4 games, 5 games, 10 games, or 0, like 1 game. Mm-hmm. So I told him, I was like, there's 23 guys in front of me. He was like, just keep your head down, keep working, let's go. You've done it before, why not do it again? So whatever, went from a 3 to a 2 to a 1 and played Bowling Green, started that game, and my welcome to college football moment was also that game. I got long-armed, bull rushed, and put right on my butt.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow, this is college football. Even as the MAC, I was like, yeah, this is definitely still college football. Like, I was 60 or 23 years old.
Right.
This is not fun.
No, literally.
Yeah.
So when you to go back a little, you talked about the process of getting recruited and everything, and they're obviously looking for a guy to play to fit a certain mold, personality and play and everything, and you're looking for a school that fits your mold of what you want from them as well. What do they say to you in these conversations?
So with the recruiting process, it's like they can't technically talk to you until going into senior year technically.
Mm-hmm.
But like they'll shoot you a text on Twitter and then they'll be like, come to our camp, and then you go to the camp and then like, okay, well we like you, and then they'll like watch a game or two. Like the guys in Illinois, they'll like have a bunch of coaches go to their games because it's closer. Like for me, no one came in my game at Eastern Illinois because it's 6 hours away, but then I come to a hockey game because they had more time to do the recruiting on the road and stuff. So
and it's not football season, so they're not watching anybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's more like they got to try and sell me on what the school is. Like, I've been there once or twice. I went for like a game day visit and a junior day. And so I went there and I didn't really like it at all, actually. I was like, this place sucks. Like, this is terrible, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not going here. I don't care if it's Division I. And then I like sat down. I kind of came to a realization. I was like, well, it's an opportunity that they're giving me. Maybe I looked too harsh into it because I went from Hope College on a Friday to Arkansas on a Saturday and then Eastern Illinois on a Sunday for the whole recruiting thing. And did that, and I was like, well, I went from a D3 to a SEC to a mid-tier Division I.
Right.
I was like, okay, well, it's not the SEC. Like, I came to a realization with that. And so then when I went down there on the game day visit, that's when they offered me, told me about the school, like, drove me on a golf cart, like, gassed me up a little bit. So then they gave me the offer, and then they were like, well, we only have like 1 or 2 spots available. There's 3 guys that have offers, so you have to commit either soon or now. I was like, okay, well, I need to think about it a little bit. So then I thought about it, and then I ended up going there. But it's really like they preach family, and it is family. I have nothing but good things to say about the people there. I've made lifelong friends there, like I've said before. It's literally like it is what you make of it. We text the group chat, it was like 120 guys. We like, pull up to the house, we're just chilling, watching games,
That's
There's
awesome.
75 guys who come. It's like, well, in the summer we did like a bunch of cookouts. 80 people from the team there. A bunch of other guys who weren't there, they all went home. So like being able to have that like camaraderie is pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The next thing I kind of want to talk about is, so you had a good experience there, like you said, like a mid-tier D1 team. Like unfortunately, obviously, you guys weren't fighting for a national championship. Was there ever a question your sophomore or junior year to enter the transfer portal, I should say?
Yeah. So at the end of my sophomore year, I was like, okay, well, maybe I should try and go see what happens. Had 2 really good years. Only sophomore, I have 2 years and a red shirt. Like, have pretty much 3 years to play. And I was like, you know what? I got a feeling about this year. I'm gonna stay. And then I ended up staying this year. Was obviously named captain in April and had a good season. Obviously the record didn't show for it, but the guys and the bond on the team that was this year was just unbelievable. It was so close. I almost had me thinking about the 23 hockey team.
That's awesome.
It was more important than entering the portal then. It was worth the step.
Yeah, because a lot of people
Timing.
they'll go just I'm gonna go get $300,000 and just go sit the bench. Like it's a risky thing you got to play with. You're really just rolling the dice on your career right there. But I felt like I needed a little bit more time to develop as a football player and as a person.
Yeah.
So being able to do that, and I had a good school semester this year at 3.6. So being able to
Congrats,
do football and deal with other things on the side, and while school that feel like put me into the position where I am today. Just being able to really go anywhere, whoever calls, I can go.
Even if you, like you said, you didn't suck it up because you were in a good place, but you stayed that extra year and now you're even one step better than ready to go. So
Exactly.
that's nice to see.
Yep.
So you just touched on the GPA that you had this year and how you've matured and developed as a player and also as a person. How do you balance the academic side with the athletic side of being a college athlete?
We have Mondays off. So when I was at Eastern, we had Mondays off. I would try and bang out as much homework as I could, like papers, test quizzes that are like all open. I try and do that, and then throughout the week, go to class, practice, and study hall if I have to. But it's really just time management, and a lot of people don't understand that, especially going in as a freshman. And my freshman year, I took a class in the summer, so it kind of helped out being able to do a little bit of class with a little bit of football. But once I got to school freshman year, I was like, okay, well, they're all gen ed classes, but I was like, okay, this is reality. I can't turn stuff in late. Professors don't really care. You don't go to class, they're not going to know your, they don't care. You're going to be a class of 100 people, they're going to know your name.
Mm-hmm.
So if you try and ask for an extension or anything like that, they're going to be like, oh, I don't know who you are. You don't go to class or whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to go to class, introduce yourself to the professor and make an effort to, talk in the class and discussions and stuff like that helped a lot. Being able to build a connection with my teachers and stuff. So I had to obviously go to vacation earlier before finals were done. So they let me move my finals up because, I built that connection.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Went to class and turned everything in. So, yeah, being able to balance that with the Monday.
Yeah.
Trying to do everything. And then we were actually taking a road trip to SEMO, and I finished a whole class online that day
on the trip?
on the bus.
Wow.
So all I had to do was a final project, and then
It's the perks of online class.
Yeah.
Go at your own pace, get it all done.
Yep.
I just think so many people don't realize that if you literally go to your notes app on your phone or write down on a piece of paper and you write your plan, this time to this time, I'll do this. And even if you don't follow perfect, but if you can just feel like that's just such an easier thing. Like you said, I got to do film, I got to do workouts, I got to do my gen ed class, I got to do this class. It's just it's not, time management is tough until you get in a routine. That
it's during the season, it's Monday we're off, go watch some film, treatment, all the homework I got to do. Tuesday lift in the morning, class, practice, meetings, practice, then treatment, and then Wednesday, mobility if you want it, and then obviously class again, practice, and then Thursday, same thing, practice, meetings, all that stuff. And then Friday we do our walkthrough. And so we'll do walkthrough, team meal, team chapel, all that stuff. And then Saturday's game time. So game day we'll do breakfast, final offensive, defensive walkthrough, make sure everything plays are all good and stuff like that. And then game time, then after that, meal. And then Sunday we'd have a lift and meetings, and then right back to Monday. So once people we said it this year, the days go by long, but the weeks go by fast.
Right.
It was week 6, and I was like, oh wow, this is kind of crazy. We only have like 4 or 5 games left. It's like, wow. And then it was like Alabama week. I'm like, well, we got about 4 more days, boys. So might as well make the best of it.
So that's a good overview of the whole weekly schedule and kind of managing all of that. And as Griff mentioned, like just take your notes app and just put some stuff on there and prepare. Like that's something that's not just college athlete. That's all of life.
Everywhere. High school,
our day today.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
That's knowing what you got to get people for Christmas this week.
Yeah,
I made a notes app of some stuff that you got to get, and then I'd keep track of what I got when I ordered it, so I know what's coming. Like it's not difficult. So you just quickly mentioned the Alabama week. So that's obviously, I mean, is that the biggest game you've ever played in anything?
Yeah,
like how would you?
That was the biggest game I ever played. Like,
of any sport.
Yeah, like the semifinal of 23. I mean,
yeah,
that was cool.
Nothing.
That was sweet. I mean, it was USA Arena, but dude, like Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, like Saban Field. It was the whole everything. We got there. We flew down there to Birmingham, which is about an hour away from Tuscaloosa, and they gave us a police escort all the way up to Tuscaloosa. Got there, walked through the stadium a little bit, like. So it wasn't. Like,
when do you get there?
Smokes.
Friday.
We got there Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
So we had a walk through in the morning, and then we flew down there Friday, and did all that stuff. Went through the stadium, like walked through. It was like, oh, like this is like actually pretty cool. It's not so Saturday. We're not just like, oh wow, this is Alabama. We're playing Alabama tomorrow or today.
Right.
And so got to do that. Go through the locker room a little bit. Walk through all that, and then went back police escort to Birmingham for the hotel. That's where all the teams stay because they don't want anyone staying in Tuscaloosa. It's SEC football. You know, they're going to do whatever they want in the tailgates and stuff in the team hotels. So stayed in Birmingham, meetings, team dinner, all that stuff. Woke up. Then we did team breakfast, chapel, final offensive defense walkthrough, then police escort all the way back up to Tuscaloosa. And I've never seen anything like that. I was like, dude, there's people like already knowing to get over. There was like 18 motorcycles, like cop motorcycles, like 10 cop cars. Like it was actually unbelievable. We had 3 buses, so we're just rolling through everywhere. It was like an hour drive. We get there in like 40 minutes.
Wow.
So we got there and then, you know, went to the locker room, did our changed our pregame shirts, went on the field. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool because we couldn't go on the field on Friday because it was raining. So we got on the field on Saturday. I do like my own little pre warm up routine or whatever, and then I'm sitting there. I'm like, wow, this is like the real deal. And I knew it was a real deal because I normally like warm up in the end zone, like stretch in the end zone, and I wasn't allowed to go in the end zone because like the paint or the whatever. And I was like, yeah, this is definitely like the real deal, and I'm not allowed to do that. So I ended up just, you know, scooting up a little bit, doing that, and then once we went back in, I was like, okay, like trying to lock in a little bit, getting ready, and then once we went out for warm-ups, and, you know, everyone's booing a little. There wasn't a lot of people there at first, and then booing, and then people kept coming in, and went back out, into the locker room, and, you know, we're giving pregame speeches, like, let's go, like leave it all out there for anyone you play for, the people next to you, the seniors. So we go out there. It was pretty cool because, like, everyone was roaring or whatever, but then, like, they're like, captains. So I go out for captains. I'm like standing. Okay, like this is actually wow. This is the Alabama. Like this is what we're doing here. This is what Saban built. Like I'm about to go out there for a coin toss against Ty Simpson, a bunch of like first round draft picks. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty sweet. So went out there, dapped them up, whatever. They're like, oh, good luck, boys. Like here we go. We lost a coin toss sadly, but we weren't very good at coin tosses this year. We went for like one for 12.
No way.
Wow.
So, yeah, it wasn't very good.
Was there respect there?
Yeah, they were all like good luck, boys.
I mean, obviously it's Alabama. They're playing you guys. They're not like, oh, like you guys shouldn't even be like there was.
No, yeah, there's a standard there, and they know like we understood it. We respected the tradition and everything they have. Like we're not gonna go dance on the logo or dance like it's just like or do anything after the whistle. It's just stupidity.
Yeah,
like it's not needed. Our coach preached it the whole week. He was like, make sure you guys respect it. Like this is Alabama. You guys have to respect everything when you're doing it there.
That's huge.
The way you walk, the way you do everything.
That's good. The message came from that. The total hype of the program as well, because it's so true. Like someone could have went in and just been an idiot, and then you know they look back and they ruin the opportunity for them to just because yes, you guys are waking up that day with the goal of succeeding and winning the game.
100%.
But you also in the back of your mind, you don't want to know that. I played at Bama once, and I took my helmet off and I threw it at the guy on the other team.
It's
like no, just like do it the right way.
It's gonna be all over SEC Network. All
exactly.
Over it's like, why make yourself look stupid? Make your future look like
exactly
worse than it could be.
So, What's the difference between them? Why are they? Well, what's the difference between the elite SEC versus not elite SEC?
The biggest thing I'd say is like they just have so much resource. Like they can get food whenever they want. They can get really whatever they want: food, drink, money, this and that. And Eastern Illinois, it's like hard hat lunch pail. We've preached that from the start. We don't have. They don't have the greatest facilities. We got new turf. They're working on a new locker room and stuff, but it's been preached hard hat lunch pail will play you anywhere, anytime, even if it's in the parking lot. So being able to
that's awesome.
that they have all those resources and they can just really get whatever they want, when they want, how they want it, like gloves left and right, cleats whenever they want.
Yeah.
Being able to get that, I'd say that's the biggest difference. And like the speed of the game, like you got Ryan Williams and their running backs, just running 4.4s and
right.
Not that like our corners and safeties are like we have a great corners coach and stuff like that. It's just like if you don't play that at constant like speed of the whole year, like it's gonna just throw you off and stuff like that. But our defensive secondary did a pretty good job. They had two interceptions and
oh wow, okay,
so, yeah,
nice.
Pretty much took Ty Simpson out of the Heisman race. So
oh no, that's funny.
Even like with the O-line, D-line, like their D-line was a little bit bigger and probably the biggest we've seen all year. But it was kind of just like the twitchiness and like explosiveness, but that's nothing crazy. I felt like I was like meant to be there, and my dad told me, my mom told me, my uncle was like, "You're meant to be there. Like, go do what you've done against Illinois, Northwestern, like when you've played, like you're meant to be there. Show why you be there."
Yeah,
I was putting guys in the dirt and stuff. So
yeah, do the same thing you've done.
Yeah.
So that experience for you is one thing. What did your parents have to say about it in your family? Because I remember on Facebook, it looked like there was like anyone you've ever in contact with in that game, deservingly so. But there was a ton of people.
We considered it for a minute. We were going to try.
We did consider it. We looked in August.
There was a chat. We talked about it. We were going to do it, but it just didn't work with the timeline and everything.
Sure. Appreciate that.
We were definitely thought about it. So
we
like Andrew said.
And to interject also on that before, because I'm very interested on their answer or their thoughts. I remember when you committed there and you said like, in my junior year, we're going to Alabama.
Yeah.
I remember, and I've like thought about that all 3 years, like since it happened. I'm like, because the schedule's out like 4 or 5 years in advance or whatever. And I was like, I remember knowing this whole time, like DiSanto's going to Bama.
Yeah.
And it wasn't you're just playing Bama; it was you're going
exactly.
Yeah, you're playing there.
That's like when I told Coach Nate, I was like, "Oh yeah, we played Bama in 27." He was like, or 25. He was like, Alabama? I was like, yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's pretty sweet. But no, my parents, they soaked it all in. There's probably about 30, 40 people down there, I think it was. Like Robbie, Brody, they all came. Bryce, a bunch of the guys came. So being able, like, because they went to Kentucky or go to Kentucky. So they made the drive, being able to see that, like, those relationships are still going. They want to go watch me play at the biggest stage. And, I had family from Florida, South Carolina, really everywhere. They ended up going to the game, and it was a good time, good experience. Glad I got to see them a little bit before the game, like during warm-ups and stuff, and then after the game, we got to see them. It's weird because with college football, like my parents would drive, or they'll go anywhere for me. Like they'll go watch me play anywhere. If I go play in California, they're gonna watch me play every single weekend in California. But like they don't care how long they see me for. It's more like, okay, I'll see you for 5 or 10 minutes after the game, and I'm okay with that because obviously I know you're in college, and you don't have 100 days to see me, this and that. So them, like, they know it's reality that they're only going to see me for like 15, 20 minutes after the game, a little bit before the game. They understand that, and they appreciate that a lot. And even all those people there, they're like, it was nice to see you. Like, I haven't seen you in a little bit. It was so cool watching you play. But seeing that all those people like love watching me do what I like to do and love to do just makes me want to just keep going. Yeah. Makes me hungry.
Hopefully that's like your baseline now, right? I mean, next year, and whether it's whatever's the next step, I mean, that might be the baseline. Is playing with those guys in those stadiums and that atmosphere. So it's good to kind of get a taste of it now, right?
For sure.
I mean, I'm not saying you didn't have a great experience for the last few years at every game, but like you said, like it's
a once in a lifetime opportunity. 100%.
So now it's like that's your baseline now. Yep. And like you said, you had the mentality of, I deserve to be here. This is like, so that's one of the things I struggle about with, like, as a coach, is to get these players when you're playing these teams that are quote unquote better than you or more talented. guys, they're human beings. They have fears just like us. They have struggles just like us. They eat the same food as us. They do the same thing. So, like, it's just all about, at some point, like, we played Catholic Central a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Those players on the other team, they went to sleep just like we did. They woke up, they had breakfast just like we did. We're playing the exact same game. They don't have a supercharged stick or anything. We all have the exact same equipment. Just go out and play. So it's nice to see you go out there and have the mentality of, like you're not starstruck. You're like, I'm one of these guys.
Yeah. Taking the moment and get to work.
It's like, I like to think like, okay, well, we all put the pads on, we all put a helmet on. Like, yeah, there's might be a little bit nicer. They got the crimson with the stripe down. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, like they were 4 or 5 star in high school. We're all playing against each other now. Like, it doesn't really matter. So I was just like, you know what? I got confidence. I always think I'm better than the person across from me. Yeah. No matter what that is, whether it's me.
It's a mindset,
me taking a test next to someone.
It's mentality, man.
Like that. And it kind of has to be like that, especially with college football. Yeah. Having, you can't be scared when you go out there. Like, you can't be like, oh, like he has 7 sacks on the year. Like, I got to go against this guy. It's like, no. He has to go against me. Yeah. So, like, my cousin Vito, he was like, oh, like, how you feeling? I was like, I feel good. They got to play me. Like, I'm good. Like, whatever. So, I'm going out. It's not even like a cocky thing of that. Like, because, like, sometimes I'm like, okay, like, does that sound cocky or whatever? Then I'm like, well, not really. It's just more of a confidence thing. Like, no one can just go out there and play Alabama. You have to put the work in. Like, it's you gain confidence from all this, like, minutes and hours and stuff days of work you put in and before that. So that's where I feel like I just get most of my confidence from, and being able to just play at the highest level is just putting all the preparation in before that.
Preparation. For someone like yourself, like I would say you're like a specimen, and you, and not just you, but like your teammates and guys that you're competing against. Like, if you're playing a college sport or a professional sport, you have a unique build already. Like, there's a reason you're playing college and professional for whatever sport you're playing, if you're one of those guys. And a huge part of that is eating. So, like, what do you say you are, 6'5", 330? Yep. So what is your, like, day before the game meal? What is your pregame meal, your postgame meal? Like, how does that all look for you and for guys that you're around?
Okay, so pregame meal, like, we'll have like pasta, pasta, chicken, all carbs, protein, all that stuff, bread, and the vegetables and stuff like that. A lot of O-linemen do not get any of the vegetables, but mostly carbs and protein with that one. But
leave those for the wide receivers, right?
Yeah. Pregame meal, like, I only eat a bagel. Like, you'll see guys with, like, eggs, bacon, sausage, all this. I only eat a bagel with cream cheese, and that's it.
Really?
I can't eat anything pregame.
So you don't like being, like, super full?
No, I can't do it. Like, because I'll take like whatever, like a painkiller or whatever if I need it, and I'm like, okay, well, I kind of have to eat for that, but if I don't have to, then I don't really want to eat because I don't want to feel too full, and then I'm like, well, when I go out there, I feel slow. Or right. Cause even with hockey, I'd eat like 4 hours, 5 hours before the game. Like, I wouldn't really eat right before the game. I could never do it. And I feel like I wouldn't want to throw up or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. So that, and then like after the game, at like home games, we'll get like Chick-fil-A, and they'll give us the 2 sandwiches. And
are you just starving after the game then? Because you haven't really ate that much, and you're playing.
Yeah. So like, and like after the games, I gotta let the adrenaline go down a little bit before I can eat, because I'm like, okay, well then I want to like try and eat fast because I'm like really hungry. So I gotta calm down a little bit. But like my dad, after the home games, he'll do a tailgate after the games. We'll have like 20 to 30 guys out there. He's cooking Italian sausage, Philly cheesesteaks. Everyone's like, dude, this is sweet. Like, let's go. This is awesome. So he loves entertaining people and being able to cook for all those people and see everyone mingle together and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So I'd go out there and eat a couple things, and then
you probably sleep pretty good after those games, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What about so you gave us your whole like weekly routine. Do you have superstitions?
Well, that's the thing, is hockey players are known for being superstitious, but you are a hockey player at heart. So do you have any superstitions?
Big time. Like, there's a lot of guys who kind of just like go with the flow and do whatever they want. But I'm like, okay, well, like for hockey, I'd go to the boards and like stretch each hip at each time, and then like do whatever, or like tape my stick a certain way. So it's kind of funny. So every time So for practice, I've had the same shorts for like 2 or 3 years. Like, they have a fat hole in them. Like, they should not be worn in public or anywhere near anyone else. Only reason why I wear them in football because I got a girdle underneath. But even the girdle has like 8 holes in it. It's like Crosby's jockstrap. Like, it's like jockstrap or whatever. So like, I've refused to change that. We've got a new one every year. I just give it back to the guy. I'm like, I don't want it.
Are they Eastern Illinois shorts?
No, they're Dick's Sporting Goods actually. So I was like, okay, well, I like these. These are comfy. I'm gonna try and wear them and see what happens. And I like them every time I practice in them, and every time like I'll go out for like our pregame warm up, like I do like my own stretching thing on my own, and I'll wear those. And I'm like, I gotta make sure I wear black underwear so no one kind of sees anything. So yeah, I'll make sure I'll have my strength coach put my cleats in the right spot. I'll do like the little like band warm up we got to do, and then I'll go lay over there for like 30 seconds, eyes closed, whatever. Then I'll like lay arms open for 30 seconds, and then I literally do every single stretch that I did the first game I played, every single game for a certain amount of time, or sometimes I'll add a couple more, and if like my hip's a little like tight or whatever, but do that every single time, and then I'll tie my cleats, and then we do like a little O-line pregame warm up, but then get dressed, take my left ankle first, do my right ankle next.
There's
and
the
then,
hockey player in you.
Yeah, that's the
and then
hockey
I would
player.
do like my athletic trainer. Me and her are kind of close because I've dealt with some stuff, and she helped me through getting back onto the field and all that stuff. So I would take like a sip of her energy drink or whatever, and every game it was like that. And then I'd go get dressed, do my left knee brace, my left sock, my
So
right
the left
knee brace.
is always
Oh,
first.
Yeah,
That's Griff and I both just said that's the hockey player in you, because every hockey player, it's like
Yeah.
the same thing. You do your left and then your right, or you do your right and then your left, but whatever, you do it for every piece of equipment.
Like even when I put my shoe on, left shoe, right shoe.
Me too.
But so like I'm listening to music every time, and I'm the only one singing in the locker room. Like in the training room, it's quiet. I'm the only one singing. I'm like mumbling the words too, because like I'm not trying to like say the words. Like I'm just like, so when I'm doing that, everyone's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" And I'm just like, I'm just chilling. Like, don't bother me right now. I'm locking in. Yeah. And so when I'm about to tie my cleats, I put on California Girls by Katy Perry, and I'm just like singing. I'm tying my cleats, and everyone's looking at me like I'm stupid. I'm like, oh god. But I'm just like, I don't like to listen to like I gotta lock in, sing. I'm like, juiced up, like I'll calm down a little bit, and like get like the little white girl music going, and
Yeah.
and then
I love that.
yeah,
I feel the same way about like you can't get yourself too psyched out, because then it like, the puck is dropped or the whistle's blown. What do you guys say? The ball's kicked or snapped?
balls
like,
kicked, balls
whatever.
snapped, yeah.
When that happens and it starts, and then it's just like too much,
Yeah.
and you just freak out.
And then you mess yourself up.
I think you got to be in like a flow state. You got to be just feeling good.
Have to
about
you,
what
you
it
can
is.
never go into like even when we're walking out like around to run out of the tunnel or whatever. It's like you can't be like, oh, let's like we need to go right now,
Right. Yeah.
Then you still got to run out there, do the coin toss and all that stuff. It's like
Yeah.
you can't be juiced up for too long. It's like it's only gonna last for so long, and then you're just gonna get tired.
Yeah, for sure. Well, those are good superstitions. Do you have anything as far as like a routine that your team does, like that your team has done? Like, do you guys? I mean, I'm sure there's like a kind of a plan for the day, but what about like the coach gives his speech, and then you guys are about to walk to the field? Is there anything else that happens in those moments normally?
So Fridays on our walkthrough, we'll do like a captain speech. So one captain each week gets to say something, or like gives like a whole like let's.
And
go.
how many captains are with them?
There was 4.
Okay.
Yep. There was 4. We were all chosen in the spring. In 23, when we went 8-3, we had like 5 or 6. Like 4, a couple were chosen in the spring, and a couple were chosen like during fall camp. But they were like, this is the most like the voting was out of like there was 4 people voted, and that was it. Like there was no like
For this year, you
yeah,
mean?
there was no
Yeah.
like, oh well, it's close here. It was like out of the waters how much people wanted those 4 guys to be like the guys who represented the team.
Yeah.
So we would do a speech like that. Nothing really too crazy. It was like, oh, like we have to do this at this time.
Yeah.
Like we'll all give a little speech, and actually towards the middle of the season we started doing a fired up, ready to go. So like the whole team would be like fired up, and then everyone would be like fired up. We'd be like ready to go. So we do that a little bit and
That's so dumb.
get the guys going.
So many little things are just so dumb, but in the
yeah.
moment they're perfect.
Yeah, it makes you smile and stuff like that. So.
That's like so the song that in hockey you guys used to put on the knocking thing.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Who Wants Smoke? By
Who Wants Smoke?
Yeah,
dude. If I hear that song, I am like speaking about like getting pumped up or too fired up. I'm like
every time.
Going out for a game, and it's with those teams.
Yep.
Like I would just stand over there because we're in the locker room, obviously, and just wait for you guys and be fired up.
Yeah.
So
it was that song would get everyone going.
That was a
Everyone in
great
the locker room, we turn the lights off in flicker room and stuff. So that was a great song. That was cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you've obviously you're the product of people that you've been raised by and lived life with. So you've already touched on a whole bunch of people here today, like your parents and whatnot. But who else do you want to give like a shout out to, or that you want to further elaborate on?
Yeah, obviously my parents, they've been there through thick and thin. My grandparents, my grandma recently passed away in June, so that every game played her voicemail that she left to me that she called before a game my freshman year. So I listen to that every single game, a couple times, and make sure I know that she's going out there with me and I'm doing it for her and my grandpa who passed away about 8 years ago now. So do it for them for sure. And then Coach Sean, he's been there for me through freshman year of hockey. He's been to a couple games down at Eastern, went down to Alabama. He loves it. I appreciate him more than anything. All the boys that have just really just been there, like listen to the rant when we get back from practice. We're like, oh, dude, like blah blah blah, like really anything. Like my good buddy Pan, he's been there through me, and we've talked about life stuff left and right. So Gonzo hears everything from me. So he's out in New Hampshire, so it's kind of hard being, he's in New Hampshire, I'm in Illinois. It's like we call or whatever and snap, but like it doesn't, like you chopping it up with someone chopping it up like in person is like different chop up than just on the phone. But then my buddy Seb, he came in when I came in, but he got there in January. I got there in June, and he took me under his wing and also was new to the program, but took me under his wing and guided me to wherever I am now. But he's going to play in the CFL in May. So, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. It's quite a list. That's a great roster of people that have had an impact on you. And, it's you're someone that I think 13, 14, I had first heard of you when you were in middle school, like playing hockey and just being around other guys. And then obviously, being around you through coaching with GR for so many years. And then, you're still someone that you're just easy to root for. Yeah, I think anyone that listens to this will feel the exact same way.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So good luck with this next couple of weeks. I'm sure it'll be fun, kind of stressful at times of the transfer portal and knock out this next, and then after that, who knows what's next, right?
Yeah, hopefully, get name called at the draft one day.
That'd be unreal.
That's the plan. That's the goal. We'll see.
You got that. You said you had the 30, 40 people at your game. All those people you just listed, and 2 fans of yours that are cheering you on are me and Andy too. So thanks for coming on to the podcast.
Sure. Yeah, thanks, man.
So.
Awesome.
Shout out Jay too. Appreciate that.